Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Aerospace Startups Conference hosted by America's Aerospace Summit. All of you that are traveling from afar or from outside the island, you're very welcome to our enchanted island. My name is Shelly Otero. I'm an aerospace engineer, part of the committee that has been organizing the activity here today, and it's a very big pleasure for me to share and have this opportunity with all of you and to look at the different professionals we're going to have here today. Our goal this year is to present as many opportunities for aerospace business development as possible at the commercial and federal government levels. Only by educating the future workforce and the suppliers, we will be able to maintain a solid growth in all sectors of the space industry here in Puerto Rico. Through this conference, our objective is to create outreach and awareness by informing and educating all economic sectors of the island and its nearby regions on how they can collaborate with the development of the space industry to its maximum potential in a secure environment and in compliance with all federal laws. As the aerospace industry in Puerto Rico continues to boom, its effects has impacted many areas such as engineering, science, research and development, investment, venture capital, corporations, manufacturing, technology, government, and more. We have some special guests here with us today. We have from PRITCO, we have Jose Castro. Is he here with us? Thank you for joining us. Also from PRITCO, we have Ricardo Ramos. Thank you for applause. And also we have many sponsors that have made possible this activity here today. We would like to thank and go through the list of those sponsors that have helped us here today. There's some tabletops, as I've mentioned before, that you can get some information and continue all the networking that we have been doing here today. We thank the following: ADECO, AG Group Incorporated, AVCO, the audiovisual company, AIRECO, Banco Popular, Bermúdez Longo Díaz and Mazo, Challenger, CRB Caribe, Danosa Caribbean, Empire Gas Company, First Class, Genesis Security Systems, Security Services, Gladius, Honeywell Aerospace of Puerto Rico, Hub International, Inbox, Interstate General Contractors. Also, Mr. Kirby Aiken is here, Bob Giolas, and Dan Moskovitz will be our presenters. We want to thank them ahead of time too. Management Group Investors, Manchester Trade, Mentor Technical Group, Million Air, O'Neill and Borges, Spartan Staffing, Triple S, Universidad Politécnica de Puerto Rico, UTC, Viola ES Technical, and Verdanza Hotel for hosting, letting us be here today. I would like to call the chairman and founder of America's Aerospace, Mr. Arnaldo Soto Jr., to address you now. Mr. Arnaldo Soto is the chairman and founder of the America Aerospace Summit, chairman emeritus of the Puerto Rico Construction Industry and Infrastructure Cluster, and committee chair of the National Association of Surety Bond Producers, NASBP, Small and Emerging Business Committee. He is senior vice president in charge of construction and bonds at Hub International, Mr. Soto received a Distinguished Associate of the Year award in 2009 under his term as president of Puerto Rico Construction Infrastructure Cluster. The cluster was named to the Caribbean Business Power 100 list of influential organizations in the island. Recently, the Puerto Rico Manufacturers Association recognized his efforts to develop the construction and aerospace sectors, just as we're doing here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Shelly, I apologize, Shelly. Okay. Well, it seems like it was yesterday when we were here at the America's Aerospace Summit, when we invited the whole world to come and share with us the great things that were happening in Puerto Rico to develop the aerospace industry. And that was a year ago. We were here talking about the future of aviation, cyber, and space. Little that we know that there was going to be so much change going on in the last year, as hopefully you will see soon. But most important, the change has been and the transformation has been happening here in Puerto Rico. You know, things that we can't see or sometimes, talk about because they're confidential, as Jose Castro knows about, because he gets to visit most of the companies that want to move to Puerto Rico every week. But I guess the important thing is to come. This year what we want to do is we want to recognize all of you, the ones that have worked and are working on a day-to-day basis to make aerospace industry growth here in Puerto Rico a reality. So let's start with looking at a small video, please.
Drag brake check good. Forward fin check good. Aft fin check good. LGS check good.
Ready for flight.
T-minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Approaching max Q. Main engine cut out.
CC detects separation.
PM confirms separation.
Parachute deploy. Main parachute deploy. Touchdown.
PM's at 20,000 feet. Drag brake deploy. Estimate 10 seconds until engine restart. 12,000 feet. 5,000 feet. Engine starting. We have thrust. 1,000 feet. LGS deploy. 50 feet, 7 feet per second. Touchdown, engine stop.
Now you're all going to ask me, why are we showing a tape of something that happened in Texas? That's very easy. While Texas has had blue origins, actually Jeff Bezos from Amazon company, and Florida had SpaceX land their rocket on a barge. Puerto Rico is not too far behind. Yeah, we're there too. Let's see if the presentation comes up. Okay, well, the presentation comes about. We're there too because we are creating history. Each one of you is creating history, and we're trying to reverse the brain drain that has been our sickness that we've had our fever that has been carrying on for years. In the last 2 years, we had about 1,000 people move to Puerto Rico. Mainly people with vision and money under Acts 20 and 22. And during the same period, we lost over 100,000 people that moved out of the island, thinking that there was no opportunities. Well, we're going to show you today that yes, the opportunities are here. Yes, the jobs are here. The intellectual power is here, and we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be successful, and we're gonna win again. Yep. Texas had Blue Origins, had the New Shepard in Texas. SpaceX had their rockets in Florida, and believe it or not, Google Loom project is in Puerto Rico. One of the test sites of 3 places in the world where they're trying to research their project of Google balloons to take internet to the entire world. So Puerto Rico, we're the front of this aerospace movement. We just got to continue to believe in ourselves. Okay, why talk about startups? Well, it's all about technological change, as you know, and the speed to market. 25 years ago, many of the largest companies in the world did not exist. And the things that we take for granted, like the internet, did not either. You know, Apple is one of the oldest companies in the startup field, and they just started in 1976. Then we have Amazon in 94, Google in 98, Facebook in 2004, Instagram in 2010, SpaceX, in the aerospace field in 2002, Blue Origin in 2000, and Virgin Galactic in 2004. But it's not only about the big names, it's also about all the little companies and the ecosystems that are born, in that ecosystem are surrounding those companies. Is when you take a Boeing that moves into South Carolina, and we're going to have one of my main speakers today from the North Carolina Research Park Triangle. They create an entire ecosystem that goes together with them to the different places. And most important, they build up on something. What is it? That's something. In the case of South Carolina, it was the auto industry that Boeing was able to build out of. In Puerto Rico, it's all that knowledge that we have, from the pharmaceuticals, from the biopharma, from the electrical companies that were here, the medical devices, the life sciences. I mean, there is something to build out of here. Now, why Puerto Rico? We have the idle capacity. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of unutilized industrial facilities in and around the island, many of them that closed after 9/36. We have underutilized military airports, the Ramey Airfield in Aguadilla, and the Roosevelt Roads Airfield in Ceiba. We even have NASA here. Most of you don't even know, because it's not out in the newspapers that NASA, is part of the Arecibo Observatory. that, they are there together with the National Science Foundation. SRI used to be Stanford Research Institute. And they even have a space academy. We're training people every day in Puerto Rico to form part of the aerospace and space industries. Now, why are we letting them go? Because there's not enough jobs. But that's what we are thanking. We're thanking you here today when concentrating this conference on what we're doing here in Puerto Rico, because you're the ones that are creating those jobs. It's because of your work, your dedication, that we have an opportunity to expand this industry. Yes, we're one of the few places in the United States that has access to all orbits, whether it's the north, the polar route, the east, or the equator, for launches, whether they're vertical launches or horizontal launches, whether we're talking about commercial payloads, U.S. government, defense, manufacturing, R&D, whatever you want, whatever you need, it's here. Now the question is, are we ready to grow again? Yes, every crisis brings about an opportunity to trim the sails, to get rid of those things that just make noise, to find out what's important and specialize in what we do well. It's like going back to basics, And what is basics for us? It's contracting. Whether we're contracting for pharma, whether contracting for biopharma, whether we're contracting for aviation, defense, U.S. government, space, you name it. Puerto Rico, we do whatever it takes to get the job done on budget and on time. ¿No? ¿Se cortó? Se me cortó el internet, déjame ver si... Perdonen, a veces la tecnología, uno avanza, pero no tanto. Okay, so what's the next step? We need to believe in ourselves. We need to be able to think that we can win. Like every good athlete that falls down, we must get up, we must dust off, we must try again, and we must reach out and win. With Lufthansa Technique at the Aguadilla Airport in the west side of the island, and the planned Spaceport Puerto Rico at the Roosevelt Roads Airport in the east, we will be developing both sides of the island. The only thing that will be needed will be to interconnect the highways to complete the envisioned aerospace industrial educational corridor. Second, we need to understand that the aerospace industry is here. Let me stress that again. It's here, and it's here right now. Yes, we have arrived. We have aviation MRO operations at Lufthansa Technique, Ecolift, Million Air, Arlet Aviation, and others in the works. We have research and development, like the Google Loom project. We have the National Science Foundation, NASA, and SRI at the Arecibo Observatory, and the Puerto Rico Science and Technology Trust. We have innovative designs. Many of you may not know that we actually designed the Q50 microsatellite here at the University of Turabo with NSF funding, the National Science Foundation funding, in conjunction with the University of Michigan and Stanford University. Again, the aerospace industry is here, right now. We have plenty of suppliers, construction and medical device suppliers, ready and able to service the aerospace industry. If you build connectors, electrical wirings, and small engines for the medical device industry, you can do the same for the aerospace industry. Okay? If you are aluminum manufacturer like AKM, that recently got certified as a federal contractor to be able to not only manufacture parts for the construction industry, but also to manufacture parts for the aerospace industry. We have the colleges and the universities that are already engaged in robotics, supply chain, photonics, that's basically lasers, UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, studies. We are supporting scientists, engineers, and technicians. Manufacturing, we have world-renowned, highly reputable facilities suitable for R&D and manufacture critical components for the aerospace and space industries. So, what's next? Let's support the growth of the space industry. Puerto Rico's unique location near the equator and at the center of the Atlantic Ocean presents positive advantages to facilitate all types of space activities. Let's build the aerospace technology campuses, the spaceport facilities, the hangars, the roads, the heavy and light industrial facilities, the R&D facilities suitable for scientific, astronomy, and medical innovation, and development of manufacturing of advanced components. Let's grow together with the space industry. No other place in the United States offers long-standing clean room knowledge and experience. I must say that the pharma and aerospace industries have very similar regulatory requirements. It's ITAR compliant. We comply with international treaties on arms reductions that require many of these technologies to be in U.S. soil, done by U.S. citizens, offer great intellectual protection, no punitive damages, foreign trade zones, hub zones, and a promise zone for the eastern region that one of our speakers will be talking about shortly to tell us about the promise zone that we won and President Obama announced recently, including plenty of access to minority and small business certified businesses, all under suitable weather conditions with an average temperature of 72 to 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Is space the next frontier? Yes, it is. Can Puerto Rico play a part of it? Yes, we can. The United States and other countries are headed to colonize space by taking life to other planets. That is going to require all of Puerto Rico's agriculture, seed research, biopharma, medical devices, colleges and universities, privileged location, and more engineers per capita than most countries. But we need to get together, and we will interconnect Puerto Rico. Thank you very much for forming part of this conference.